Well, the color of the vehicle, that the motif of the green and the yellow and the white, certainly from a graphic design standpoint, I love it, and it screams a certain era, and you know, that late 80s, early 90s, you know, vibe, and I definitely think that I'm kind of a late 80s, early 90s kind of vibe guy. My name's Andy Pyer. And I'm the founding director of this nonprofit, Dragon Wagon Books. We are a nonprofit used manga and comic book store, and our platform is a 1993 Toyota Dina library truck imported from Japan. The idea was first, and I initially investigated trying to find, you know, the smallest possible, you know, square foot retail place I could, and you know, in doing the numbers, it's just very, very hard to make rent and operate a bookstore, and you can just see how this community is. Rents are very high, and it's very hard to compete with the rents. I had initially thought that I was going to get a camper, like a 70s camper that I could put some long boxes in and drive around to the libraries and, you know, sell cheap comic books to the kids, and that was the initial idea. And then I saw this truck in researching Japanese trucks, and that's where that whole idea came from. My wife and I funded the initial purchase of the truck, and we've been working on collecting donations, both monetary donations for the operations and the scholarship fund, as well as taking donations of books. So for the past 3 months that we've been open, we've been just about breaking even when it comes to the operating expenses of the truck. And I hope that we can kind of keep in sync with what the needs of the truck and what the needs of the business are, so that we can make a profit and give back. I have always been particular as a series to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's one of those series that kind of came into its own, you know, as I was growing up, and that was always the characters that I love to draw, and I'm a comic book artist myself, so a pretty amazing story of two guys making a comic book in their apartment, and that would be my favorite series, I would say. I've done a few short story form comic books. My first one was about a character I created who's an alien eyeball that lives in an astronaut suit. And that was actually a benefit to the Mystery Art Program in Springs back in 2013. Since then, I've done a couple of other books, mostly on commission. One about a gang of apple-headed gangsters who run Apple City. I also did a book about a dad who is trying to take care of his two young kids during the robot apocalypse. That was the most recent one. Anybody can make a comic book and have it published, because it's the barrier for entry to get your own book published is so very small these days. So I just want to do the books that I find and the stories that I want to do, and it's the perfect venue to do it. I think that working with the kids and seeing their excitement is fuel that's better than diesel when it comes to the truck, you know what I'm saying? So to have the kids be so excited and to know that there's something like this in the community is very validating, and that's all that matters, really. If it ends up that, you know, where we don't become meet the goals that we want to meet on time, at least we have, you know, being part of the community and having to be, you know, there's always things that you want to do more, and there's always more things that you want to do. But I think that overall, you know, you got to be happy with the little wins and see the kids' face light up. It's a little win, but it's a big win at the same time. Try to make it easy with dragonwagonbooks.org and @dragonwagonbooks on Instagram.